Yo, what's up, guys? Alright, so welcome back to another video. Some of you DM'd me that you guys don't understand the daily bias and you guys need more. What is that called? You guys need more examples. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just create a strategy first. I'm just gonna call it tester. Let's go and create a backtest session. Previous layout. Alright. Let's say you got a 50k eval account. I'm not gonna go through too many setups. I'm just gonna go through a few, right, just so that you can get an idea of it. So I'm gonna use MNQ and MES. You can use it on any Forex pairs if you want. It's essentially the same thing. Okay, let's go maybe Jan and let me change the timing first because we trade the 10 a.m. PO3, right? So let's go to 9 a.m. Which date should I choose? Okay, let's choose in the middle, 14. 22nd. All right, cool. Smooth candle created. All right, everything's nice. Let's go. Right, let's go to the charts and see. All right, where are we? All right, we're on weekly, right? Okay, so I'm gonna speed run this. So let's just see how we're gonna do it. Just pay attention to it, okay? So as of now, we are sweeping the weekly highs, so I don't really care about it because it's currently happening, right? So let's mark out our weekly lows, weekly swing low, weekly swing high. All right, so we just funnel our range that we're gonna trade between this range on the weekly. All right, cool. So next thing, you're not just gonna dive straight to daily. You're gonna stay on weekly first and see what was the last move that happened. All right, cool. Let's look back a little. Right, so price came all the way down. What did it do? It swept this low, right? It swept this low, it ran away from it, and it's moving higher, right? It's moving higher. So from this range, where would you be aiming? Like, you don't have any liquidity here. Don't care about this, but you don't have any liquidity here. You don't have any PD arrays here. So this is the highest point, right? So you would be assuming that, okay, I'm bullish. Is there any other reason that we are bullish, right? What else do you see? We see that there was a swing high here, right? Price came here. Now it swept, right? It ran away. So what are we? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? We don't know for sure, right? So my weekly just is going to give me a range, but I'm unsure on my weekly, so I'm going to go daily. Now, what is my daily doing? Daily. Same thing, right? Daily, we're going to mark our previous day high, previous day low. Bang. What am I missing? All right, and previous swing low. And previous swing high. Do we have a previous swing high though? No, we don't. Okay, cool. Right, cool. We have all this on our charts and we don't have anything as of now. So let's look back a little to see what price has been doing, right? So price last move was here. Price came down here, right? It closed and then reversed, right? So cool. We were bullish in daily. What else do we see? We see a swing high that was here, right? Getting set on, like it was set above it. So what is my daily telling me? Daily is telling me I am bullish, right? But right after that move happened, right after this move happened, what else do you see? I see price went down. It's set on this 1 hour daily fair value gap, and then it decides to go up again. Then what do you see? We had a swing high here that is kind of being respected, right? So we are bearish on the daily. So if we are bearish on the daily, what is our points of interest? This daily low, this daily swing low. Cool, I'm bearish. Let's go to 4 hour. On the 4-hour, what do you see? The marks are already there. Like we already have the daily high and the daily low, right? That is our 4-hour range. Cool. So I'm not gonna mark much. Maybe I can mark this as my 4-hour swing high over here. But other than that, I don't really have much. 4-hour swing low could be here, right? But we don't have much. So daily was telling us that we are bearish. Weekly was unsure. Daily showed us bearish intent. What is 4-hour showing us? Last move, right? Last move, 4-hour swing high was rejected and it's going down. Right now, right? What else do you see? We set below this swing low. This 4-hour fair value gap is no more valid because it already tapped previously. But this swing low was still valid until we set below. So we could be bearish, right? We could find for a setup towards the downside. So 4 hours bearish, daily is bearish. Let's see 1 hour. 1 hour, what do you see? We don't have anything except this 1 hour swing low. This 4 hour. So this is a daily 4 hour and a 1 hour point. So that's cool, right? Now, when this candle closes, we will be bullish, right? Will we be bullish? I think we'll be bullish. Bro, I did this whole shit wrong. Damn. But I mean, you guys got so far. How did we draw this and all, right? You understood it so far? Cool. I'm gonna delete this. Why I did it wrong was because this is 8 p.m. UTC -4. We are not even on 10 a.m. Damn. But look at that. Look at that. We said we were bearish and look at that. It went down. Okay, cool. Alright. You get the concept. You get the idea. Alright. Now let's do it properly again. Why can't I remove drawings? Bro, something is wrong. Alright. So now we are UTC4. We are on Wednesday, 14 Jan at 9 o'clock. Alright. So this candle is representing 9 to 10. But screw that. We're gonna go weekly. Same thing, right? I hope you understood the previous thing already. Alright. Same thing. Weekly lows. Weekly swing low. Our weekly high just got swept and going down. So we could be bearish because this is a POI2, right? So we could be bearish on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Daily, what do you see? Daily. Weekly high was not swept, but weekly low is getting ran past, so we could be bearish, right? Till to at least about this point right here, this weekly swing low right here. Then we have a daily swing low right here. And then what else do we have? We don't have anything much. Do we have anything? Am I missing anything? No, we don't have anything much. Right? But what is daily telling me? Swap going down. So yeah, I'm bearish at least until this point, right? But on the daily, I wouldn't have any confirmation even if it goes below this daily, because there's no the daily has to close for me to know that I am in fact bearish until we go there. So let's go to the 4 hour. Alright, cool. 4 hour. What does 4 hour tell me? I have a swing high here actually. Alright, cool. For 4 hour swing high there. 4 hour is all the swing lows are getting, disrespected right here. As you can see, this was disrespected, because the new 4 hour candle is going to open, right? So all this is disrespected. So I would say that right now I am bearish until to the point that we break past this, right? Then I would see whether we are bullish or bearish. But then again, that is on the 4 hour. If we break past this, then yeah, we have a point of entry here, and we have a point of entry here. Point of reversal, sorry. Alright, that is about it. But overall, I can see that we are actually ranging, but daily showing me bearish, 4 hours showing me bearish. Let's see what 1 hour is showing me. 1 hour last move was this swing high right here, right? Where did it react from? It reacted off from this fair value gap. Although it's set inside, it reversed and went down. So yeah, cool. We are bearish. This is a 1 hour swing point, 1 hour swing point, 1 hour swing point. Cool, because if it's a 1 hour swing point, we can use the 1 hour candle to confirm whether we are bearish and going down lower, right? Although that was a 4 hour swing point, right? Because early signs of reversal from 4 hour, where do you look at it? You look on the 1 hour. 1 hour swing points or fair value gap reversals, where do you look on it? You look on it on the 15 minute. Cool. So right now everything is showing me bearish, right? I have a fair value gap of a 15 minute right here. Let me mark that in red. I have nothing else. Let's go to the 5 minute. 5 minute is about the same. So let's see whether we get a POI or an entry point. Cool. We went below this daily line, which is also the 4 hour and the 1 hour line, right? Yeah, cool. So let's see whether we get any signs of reversal from here. Cool, look at that. 15 minute just swept high. Alright. This 5 minute fair value gap was ran through. Now we are on this 15 minutes fair value gap. Cool. What else do you need to know? Right? 1 hour is not yet closed, right? So this could ultimately just be going down, right? So we don't have a confirmation yet. On the 15 minute, what do you see? 15 minute just reversed, right? Early signs of reversal. But we have also this fair value gap, so we have to tread lightly, right? So let's see that. Cool, we had a inversion gap there, but I wouldn't take it because, as I said, right, 15 minute fair value gap is there. I need to see something happen first, right? So this, in this case, this was the next 15 minute candle. So let's see what happens. It showed me that I am bearish. So do I have, oops, my bad. I did something wrong, right? So we reacted off the 15 minute to show us that, okay, we might be still going down, right? So I waited, right? This daily line was already reacted off, right? So I'm going to delete that. I have this 1 hour being formed at 11 o'clock that we are bearish, we are reacting, we are going lower, blah blah blah, right? So I'm gonna wait for a 5 minute fair value gap. Cool, I have a 5 minute fair value gap right over here. I want to see me react and at least, you know, go up to this point or whatever, right? Whatever your risk appetite is. Alright, cool, we tapped, we made a CISD right here, right? We don't have any fair value gaps, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go to MES and see whether we have SMTs. I believe we had a 2 candle SMT. Yeah. No, we don't have an SMT. $10.29. Oh, we have. Alright, cool. We have a SMT. From this to this. From this to this. Cool. One is going up, one is going down. Nice. We have SMT. We have a break over here. Right. You can either enter on the retest and aim at least a 1:2. So let's see what happens. Let's set an order. Look at that. Our bias was on point, but we didn't get a re-entry. But if let's say you entered after the CISD entry, I think you would have gotten at least a 1:2. Right? Cool. That's nice. We missed that setup. Nevertheless, this has been reacted off from. Right? We didn't get a retest. Let's delete all these fair value gaps and all that. Now let's look back at the 1 hour. What is 1 hour doing? It hasn't been 11 o'clock, right? So let's just fast forward a bit. All right, we closed below this, so we might be still bearish. Let's look at the 15 minute. What is 15 minute doing? That's showing me that, yeah, we might be bearish, right? We reacted so much over here. We gone up. Cool. It's already after 11:30, so we can't trade. We missed the setup, but our bias was bearish, and that was cool. Now let's look at the next day. Let's go to the next day. Let's see the next example. Alright, same thing, right? Weekly again. Weekly high was swept, so we could be bearish. Weekly low isn't swept. We have this weekly swing low, we have this weekly swing high. So what is price telling me? It's telling me that we could be bearish, but I don't have a clear bias yet. Alright, same thing for the daily. Daily previous day high was swept, so we could be bearish, but the candle is quite bullish, so we could be reversing, but I don't have a clear idea yet. But if I look at the bigger picture, it shows me that we are bullish. Alright, why am I being bullish? It's because we swept swing lows, right? We didn't close, we didn't sit, we ran away from it, and right now we could be bullish at least up to this point or this point right here. Let's drop to the 4 hour. 4 hour, what is 4 hour showing me? 4 hour is showing me that actually we had a swing here, right? We had a swing here, we swept, right? And the next 4 hour we might be going down, right? But what was daily telling me? Daily was telling me we might be bullish, right? So I'm gonna mark this 4 hour fair value gap too, because this could be a possible point where price taps and then reverse, right? Cool. We also have another 4 over here, right? These two has to be invalidated for me so that I can know that I am indeed bearish, right? Other than that, yeah, I don't have anything. I'm gonna delete this because we already swept, so there's no point in drawing there. So if we are indeed bullish, we react from here and move up, then cool, we can like literally capitalize a lot, right? 1 hour, what is 1 hour telling me? 1 hour, all right, 1 hour is telling me that we are bearish, right? So 4 hour is the higher time frame, it's showing me bullish, but 1 hour is telling me that we might have a retracement before we go bullish, right? That's basically what it's telling me. Look at all this, right? It's swept, it shows me an early sign of reversal. So I'm going to delete this first, right? And what we can do, right, you may, if you have a good setup, you may take a setup and write it all the way down here till we react here, right? Once you see a confirmation, then take a buy trade all the way up there. All right, but other than that, we don't have anything. We even have a 1 hour fair value gap right here. I mean a swing point right here. Let me mark that in red, right? So this, I just realized you guys can't see. Damn. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. Nah, sorry, I can't really adjust, right? But this red line right here, because if I, oh wait, I maybe can do this. Nah, it's still the same. You guys can't really see the marking labels. Oops. Right, you guys can't see the marking labels actually. Oh nice, now you can. Okay, I'm gonna move this to the left, and yeah, I think now you can see, right? So we have this hourly line right here. We swept, we are going down. So where else can we react from the hour? We can react from this 4 hour fair value gap or this 1 hour marking, which is also conveniently, right, a 1 hour fair value gap, right? So this is the 4 hour fair value gap. Cool. So let's see what happens, right? For 1 hour mark, where do you see the points of reversal? On the 15-minute, right? So let's see whether we get a setup. We don't have anything, and look at that, we have a fair value gap, right? I mean, if we get a tap before tapping this, we can take a sell to the fair value gaps, but that is only when you're confident in your bias, right? So don't do it unnecessarily. All right, but in this case we already tapped the low, so I'm gonna go to my 15-minute and see how does price react. Price reacted nice, right? Price rejected it, so that's an early sign of reversal. Is this another candle? No, it's still forming. So I have from here to here to capitalize with, right? Because everything is showing me bullish and all that. So let's see what happens. We have a fair value gap here. Let me make that orange then. We have a fair value gap there. We have a fair value gap here, right? 15-minute, I don't have anything except that reversals. So let's see what happens. Damn, that was a cool entry, right? That was a cool entry. Nice. That's a good entry, but we didn't take it. Yeah, but our bias is right. It took okay, you could have took a trade here. Let me see. Nah, this is too much. This is too much, right? This is too much of an entry. Oh, actually no, it's not too much of an entry. All right, let's go back. Let me show you how you can capitalize on this, right? But before that, let me see whether we got 11 to 11 12. That's equal lows. 11 to 11 12. It's going up. So we have SMT, right? So you can take on a CISD right there. Let's see whether we get a CISD actually. Nope, we don't have it yet. Now we have a CISD break, right? We have a CISD break there. You can take with a stops below this, right? You can take a entry with a stop below this, and then aim for a 1:2, right? Now there's two ways that you can set your stop loss, because this is also invalidation point, right? You can set it to the midpoint of this, which is still within our 60, right? And then aim all the way up till this high or 1:2, right? So let's try the most proper way to enter this. We are in the trade and we hit stop loss. Cool, no worries, right? Our bias was right, but we hit stop loss. Let's see what price does. Does it go up or go down? We'll go to 1 hour. Ah, cool. Our bias was wrong. Nice. So it invalidated our trade. We didn't wait. We tried to capitalize, but cool. Our bias was wrong. No worries. It will happen, right? So let's go to the next day. Let's go to weekly. This would be the last setup that I'm going to go through because it's already 22-minute video, right? But we're gonna do the same thing, right? Look at that weekly high. Not swept, right? Weekly low was swept. That could possibly be a point of reversal because this week is not yet closed. Previous week is being swept, so that shows us we might be bullish, right? But we don't have a definite answer yet, so I'm just gonna mark this weekly low right here. But just put in your head that okay, we are sweeping something, right? We're sweeping this, so we could be bullish, right? All right, but we don't have a proper answer, so let's go to daily. Daily is super bearish, right? It just swept this, it swept this, right? But I don't have a definitive answer until the daily closes, so that I'll know that okay, cool, we are bullish, right? So what is this telling me? We could be turning bullish right now because this was the last move. It's sweeping. It could end up closing above it, right? But again, we don't have a definitive answer, so we got to use daily. But we have maybe, right? Weekly maybe bullish, daily maybe bullish. So on the 4-hour, let's see what happens. 4-hour, this was a swing low. What is the price doing? It didn't close below. It's sweeping, right? So we could be bullish, right? We also have fair value gaps here and fair value gaps here on the 4-hour. So literally, right, 4-hour has to close below all this to show me that I am bearish, right? But until then, we are technically bullish, right? Because it's right now reacting off this. Do I have a fair value gap though? Yeah, I have a tiny fair value gap here on the 4-hour, and I have a huge fair value gap here on the 4-hour. So all this has to be closed for me to know that I am bullish. But as of now, right, as of now, I am bullish, right, till at least we reach this range right here. Let me put this orange, this range right here, or this range right here, because once it closes above this, then I can play with this range, right? Cool. So on the 4-hour, what am I? I'm bullish. 1 hour, right, shows me early signs of reversal. What do you see? We swept, right? We swept these lows right here, and we are closing bullish. So what am I? I am bullish on the 1 hour fair value gap. What does it show? It closed, and now it's sweeping below and closing up. So we might be bullish, right? I'm leaning more towards bullish, at least up till these highs right here, or even that uh 4 hour swing. Because why? This is also a swing high, right? So I could essentially aim up till there, right? Other than that, I don't have anything, right? Do I have anything? Yeah, all those swing points are actually just below, right? It's an equal low now. I have what else do I have? I have a swing here, right? But nevertheless, I'm still bullish. So let's see what happens. Let's see what price gives us. Do we have anything cool? We have a 5-minute fair value gap here. Let's see what happens next. We have a 5-minute fair value gap here that we can capitalize. Remember, we are bullish, right? 15-minute didn't do anything yet. Cool. 15-minute just showed me that I have another fair value gap here, but that's on the 15-minute. So let's make that darker. 5 and oh, nice. I have a 5-minute fair value gap. The price is actually reacting off right now. Let me make that lighter. Right. Do I have? Oh, nice. We had an entry here, right? But I would not take that. Why? Because the price actually closed below on the 1 minute and then going up, right? Also, what is this? Yeah, it closed below, so I might not take it. But even if you took it, right? Let's say you took this trade here, that would have been a loss, right? And look at the stop loss. That's like 8 point stop loss. I mean, you could have took it, right? Let's assume, right? Let's assume you took it, and then you lost 300. So yesterday's 300 and today's 300. That was like a 600 loss. Cool. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, but then again, why would you take that trade though? Right. Remember, 5-minute and 15-minute, right? It is not a place where we see daily bias, but we can see early signs of reversals, right? So if this is a 5-minute fair value gap, before this even happens, where do you see early signs of reversal? On the 1 minute, right? 1 minute is sitting. So what are you expecting? You're expecting it to run it, right? So why would you take that, right? I wouldn't even look at this fair value gap anymore, all right? So yeah, you're not going to be taking that because it ran. I mean, it's set inside, right? So you would assume that it's going down, right? Now look at this 5-minute, and also what else is this? This is also a 15-minute, right? 15-minute fair value gap. So you don't have a definitive answer yet because 5-minute needs to react, 15 minutes needs to react, right? Let's see what happens. So now on the 15-minute, we are actually sitting. 5-minute, I think, just closed, right? Yeah, 5-minute just closed, so I'm not drawing that. So I'm just gonna keep that 15-minute. We had a reaction. Let's look at 15. Look at that. It's closing like this. What would you think? Oops, my bad. What would you think that I want to do? I definitely want to buy because the wick is super huge, right? So this was our what is that called? Inversion fair value gap. Let's see whether we get an entry. Right there we get an entry and we move higher, right? So where was the entry? This was the inversion, right? Let me mark that in black. Let me delete this. All right, so this was the inversion. I would have waited for the entry right over here. Stops over here. But if we go ahead and do that previous example, right, and then we aim here or even here, let's see what happens. We made 600, right? Wait, let me just add it there. Right, so remember what I said, I wouldn't have entered here because the entry was so far apart and I wouldn't even get a 1:2, so I would have waited for a retest. Order save, let's go 300. And remember I said this, what was that? I think that was like a small 4 hour. Was it a 4 hour? Yeah, it was a 4 hour fair value gap, right? So on the 1 hour, I would still be looking at it and I'm be seeing like, okay, cool, we're actually closing above it, right? Then our next TP, if let's say you're just trailing it, right, your next TP could have been this highs right here, and that would have been a 1:5. Let's see whether we hit. And bam, look at that, 1:5, right? So if okay, I failed my math, so let's see. Just proceed. Let's see how much we could have capitalized if that was the setup, right, that we wanted to take. We're risking 300 again. Let's see. That would have been a $1,500 trade, right? You would have hit $1,500 just by getting your bias right. So with that being said, I think we're gonna end off this video, and hope you guys learned something in this video. So please watch it again, how we marked it, how we saw the thing. I know it can get a little confusing, right? So I'm just gonna again break it down for you. Write down, I'm not gonna type it out, right? Write it down. Weekly high, weekly low, weekly swing points, right? To see your bias. Then go back and see what was the last move. That is your current move right now. Daily is the same thing, daily high, daily low, daily swing points, and then see what was the last move that price did. Then you can know that on the daily where it's going. On the 4 hour, just swing points, right? Swing high, swing low, fair value gaps. Oh, sorry, weekly and daily also add fair value gaps to it, all right? It's just that this range we didn't have any fair value gap, so I didn't mention it. But yeah, remember fair value gaps. So on the 4 hour, swing points and fair value gap, right? For instance, in this point right here, we are tapping into a 4 hour fair value gap, right? So if we are tapping into a 4 hour fair value gap and we are closing or sitting or running, right? And then we'll know that, okay, cool, we are moving up or down. In this case, what do you see, right? We set inside this fair value gap. What would you expect? To move up, but in the reaction, what did it do? It went down. So why did it go down? That is where we use our 1 hour for a early sign of reversal. So on the 1 hour, same thing, right? You're gonna see swing points, swing highs, swing lows, fair value gaps, right? So we're gonna see what happens in this, right? Obviously this is not a time that you're gonna trade, right? But what do you see? Price set, but then it's showing early signs of reversal. How is it showing early signs of reversal? You don't know yet, right? But you have a swing on the 1 hour, you have a swing low on the 1 hour, right? So what do? You wait for it to show its hand. On the 1 hour, yeah, we close below, but on the 15-minute, you would have already expected that, right? So on the 1 hour, you close below. Where is your next swing point? It's here, right? So on the 15-minute, you already anticipated that, right? You already anticipated that we are gonna go lower, because why? We set below that 1 hour swing low, right? So what would you have done? You could have like drew a fair value gap, wait for a tap into that fair value gap, and on that 5-minute, you would have seen, all right, we are gonna move lower because it already showed me early signs of reversal. Right now, I just need to find an entry point, right? So let's say you were trading and like this inversion fair value gap, you saw this would have been your entry point. You would have aimed the 1 hour low. And bear in mind, I don't even know what the price is gonna do because we didn't come to this point right here. Let's see. Yeah, it's just ranging because it's not the trading time. But I mean, essentially your daily bias is, if your daily bias is right, then it's gonna go down. And look at that. I didn't even see this price action, man. I'm just doing it based off what I'm showing you guys. And look at that. That was a 1:2.83, and this was, I think, New York PM, right? Bro, this works, man. It's just that whether it's a higher probability or not, right? So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.